We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with some more Pokemon Unite. This is just going to be a lot of pro gameplay. There are mostly players from Aphelion right here. Aphelion actually being the first team for Pokemon Unite to have an official org, an organization behind them. I think obviously most of us know that's doing something very good for the scene, but you look at people like OG was taken, Art Ryu is the substitute a lot of the times for Aphelion, Blackbeard, that boy Muck, and I believe Rex as well. So here's what's fascinating about the team that they're going up against. The Red Love is actually over there on that team, so on Orange Squad, and so that makes this kind of like a scrimmage, you know, that's at least what I could deduce from all of this, but they have some really good players over there. Most notably, I wanted to talk about Silent Sheepy. You've actually seen this person, at one point they played with TTV, I think somewhat often too. This would have been much more in the early days. So you notice a quick 9 points here, pretty early on in the match for Purple Squad. We won't call them Aphelion exactly, we'll just stick to Purple and Orange today, ladies and gentlemen. Notice what we're running with, not an entire mirror match. We'll see some exception having, of course, Venusaur and Cinderace over there on Orange, whereas for Purple, you're going to see Lucario with Pikachu. Now, the interesting thing probably also of note is that Orange is not going to be running with a Lucario or a Zarina, so that spot can be taken by a Greedent. In this case, it's going to be Sandra Cheeks. My sister's name is Sandy, so it's always, it's been a fun one to know Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob, but of course, my sister's name is technically Sandra, and so there, Sandra Cheeks. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we're going to be getting Slowbro on the field right now from Rex. Over there on Purple Squad, 850 means that these bees are going to show up. They'll go down quickly here on the top lane. Gank looking to do exactly that, maybe kiting with Cinderace right there. We should say Raboot, obviously. But this channel has actually covered Art Ryu before. For those who are not familiar, possibly one of the best Greedent players ever, if not the best Greedent player. And so Art Ryu, I am always fascinated by how she plays. I think it's not really nailed down to just one type of play style. You know, she can adapt to whatever is needed, which is just great. That's exactly what you want, right? But the other component of that is anytime that she has appeared on this channel, I believe she was going top lane pretty much for the start, and we see her starting out actually jungle this match, and so I'll see if she can actually be kind of levels above all these other players. Of course, notice OG was taken there at level 7 right now for Purple, scoring in a lot. I mean, Art Ryu as well, contributing to a lot of those points that Purple Squad has right now, and you notice that that is generally where your points come early game. It will be in that top lane. So this is a little bit challenging for that boy Muck. He's going to be needing to create some distance right here, just to not be the last one on this bottom lane to get KO'd right now. But when you're going up against, I mean, really now it's 4 people with the Red Love right there. So having all 4 players right there on that bottom lane creates that exact scenario. You know, he couldn't exactly charge right in, but still wanted to try to defend, make sure that this just wasn't going to be handed to Orange. We're seeing OG was taken, we can confirm. Close combat right there, and kind of a dicey situation for Sandra Cheeks, but she is going to be able to escape. Just about to have those 720 Bs, just as we're saying this right now. Combi and Vespiquen here, so we've got 4-on-4 in this bottom lane, just leaving our top lane to 1-on-1. All of that's fine and acceptable. You often see usually the jungler in a 1-1-3 arrangement where you have 1 top, 1 jungle, 3 bottom. The jungler is usually going to help that top lane out with a lot more priority. Cinderace on the field right here for Gank, definitely whittling down Blackbeard right there, who is going to escape. If you're an Eldegoss, sometimes that is the best course of action. You're not always just advised to beeline it backwards, you know, to run away. If you're another character, let's say. But I mean, Eldegoss, the idea is, of course, stick with your team. In a situation where you certainly could win, that would be the exception. You would pretty much have to know it. You'd have to be pretty confident, right? That's going to be several Orange members down right here. We're almost going to have a team wipe. Just a Greedent remains, so Sandra Cheeks will covet on out of there. Certainly a good saving move, but that leaves the Dreadnought wide open right now for Purple Squad to burst that down, and so it looks like they're going to go ahead and do that. So yes, left side team, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to kind of add to Purple's lead right now. 110 to 68. It should be noted that that is no problem. You know, that is certainly in range of a comeback, so nobody is comfortable yet, right? At least nobody should be too comfortable. So a few rotations. Now notice, of course, who rotates and who doesn't. That's usually an interesting thing. Oftentimes it's a Lucario that can maybe off lane and not rotate with people. This is a very nice position to be in. Yes, that goal only has 1 more point left, and OG was taken. They are going to go ahead and slam in that 35 right there and get this critical KO. Nice on Cinderace, and then pull off the Aura Cannon just when it's looking like it could be a little bit dangerous. OG was taken, is going to stay in this thing. Sandra Cheeks once again showing us the lasting power of Greedent, especially with Covet, just as Art Ryu would. They are basically saying we will not be taken out of this as a Greedent right now. So notice this bottom lane also is being whittled down pretty well. It's not looking too great for Orange at this moment. Could be stating the obvious. Certainly Pikachu going to get some micro points in here, so they definitely could break that bottom goal whenever they feel without an Orange major defense, we'll say. It's getting pretty pretty low though, so anytime you see a goal and it's got 1 point, 2 points left till break, make sure if you are playing with your team, and especially if you guys are communicating and all that, just be sure somebody with the highest point values does break that. I mean, why not break a goal that has 4 like that bottom lane right now with a 40, for example, from OG was taken, who is going to hide out in that grass, E-speed through. Sandra Cheeks caught unawares, certainly. Nothing going to become of that, but definitely OG was taken using Lucario in a somewhat fascinating way right here, being able to hide out in that tall grass with a lot of patience and come out just at a time for opportunity like this. Gonna also do the gank on gank, and it's looking like this time Greedent may not escape. No, that is actually going to be a berry belly flop. Very nice. So Sandra Cheeks going to stay in this, not just the covet, but the berry belly flop. Another amazing way for Greedent players to stay in that fight. We're gonna see a Cotton Cloud crash. We are seeing it all. The Unite moves are flying. Red Love had given a slow beam, and this match getting a little bit more even. Now you notice it's still almost looking here at 100 points difference. The Verdant Anger is gonna go down, so Silent Sheepy looking for blood. Yes, will actually get it on 2 members from Purple Squad right now. This leaves Orange actually now in a good position to take the Dread, where of course they lost it beforehand, and so if that Dreadnought goes to them, they can maybe even up these level gaps. So yes, good job right side team. That will be Orange Squad gonna secure that. So now we see some of those 11 for the levels on Orange Squad, but also some 10s. This at least puts them mostly on par with Purple Squad, and we're looking out into the future of the game. You know, the late game final stretch will need those levels to be at least as even as possible, if not higher, to win out on those fights. So notice now we're at 190 to 144 with about 3:30 in the match on the clock, and so we do have Rotom appearing over there in the top lane. It looks like Purple will maybe take advantage of having the numbers, but certainly not making any haste with that with all their members, but we do now finally see a few of them breaking that down. Gank and Red Love nearby right here. Cinderace, wonderful character to try to steal. Even your Eldegoss can pull a Leaf Tornado at the last second, but nope, looks like no danger of stealing. Purple Squad will go ahead and secure the Rotom now. This will be good just to have a little bit more pressure against Orange. They were trying to come back, you know, I think they were trying to mount a counter pressure. Notice, of course, those levels picking up, especially on Orange Squad. The Red Love will send out the Telekinesis and actually just barely miss. This is an aggressively, for maybe a word that doesn't make a lot of sense, an aggressively hard technique to get the right aim. Once again, OG was taken. Now gonna pull out the close combat on the Red Love, who will try to actually surf back. Not sure if that was intended, because of course you can use that surf against a wall where Slowbro will not follow the wave, but the surf will actually go through, damage, stun, knock up. But you know, the Red Love might have actually been looking for the escape right there rather than actually hitting the wall. So now we're in this sort of ambiguous phase where you do need to adapt to whatever is going on in your match. With about 2:18 on the clock, we're gonna see a Zapdos pretty soon here, but it's always, what do you do in that probably starting around 2:40 or 2:30 on the clock? You need to be handling whatever your match needs, adapt to whatever's going on, but if nothing really does need your attention as a priority, you can be farming, you can be getting the buffs, you can be maybe trying to break some goals. Usually you wouldn't break them at this last second if you were trying to keep them open, let's say, like that bottom lane. It does look like Purple Squad probably intentionally kept that bottom lane open just in case there's a zap play, whether that's of course Purple getting it or whether that's Orange Squad, because in either scenario that leaves a closer bottom lane goal to you. You don't have to travel as much distance for it. So we're seeing this squad fight. It's all transpiring. There are going to be a few ultimates. Those Unite moves are popping off. We do have Slow Beam in 2 different places now, both Slowbros, and that will actually take out Slowbro for our Purple Squad. Wasn't that Rex? Definitely great for Orange. Anybody you can pick off at this moment, perfect. Just puts Purple more back on their heels, push them up against a wall maybe. And we have to see how this all unfolds, because it could be that they don't even go for the zap play if it's not necessary. Generally the English meta will go for it though, so it looks like yeah, they are finally going to be doing a bit more consistent damage to it. Now it's about half HP. So ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. We might be seeing a Zapdos here really soon. Now we're seeing a few of Purple actually picking away at it, with 2 of Purple actually KO'd as Rex was able to come back, but 2 of them out of there now. That's going to be Pikachu and their healer Eldegoss. Not great. I mean, Pikachu would be good for the steal perhaps, but yes, that actually will be Purple. We can confirm they will get that steal right now. So you can see left side team with Slowbro getting that final hit. Orange Squad is going to make a mad dash. A lot of their players having 50, 47 we can see on the mini map right here. So this is going to be many goals dunked in with the point values of 100. We're actually going to see 2 Orange up there on the top lane, so far uncontended. So if that was not defended, we are going to see now Blackbeard, the Eldegoss, will go ahead and jump to it. Gank actually in a little bit of trouble, but doesn't really need to score because he had 0, but it was Red Love right there. That's going to be a lot more critical. So good job on Purple holding that off. That would not have been good. All Orange needs are these 2 50s right here that they are sitting on, and if they can score those in, but we do have the last 10-second timer going down down on the map. Sandra Cheeks gonna throw down a Barry belly flop on this top goal. That is with a buddy barrier and maybe a score shield on there. Will not actually be able to score that, so that 50, 100 is not gonna be applied. We have got to see a score breakdown, but I believe that would be Purple Squad's victory. Yes, we can confirm 424 to 270, ladies and gentlemen. That's gonna be mostly Aphelion over there with the victory, minus the red love. Notice, of course, with the Zapdos, that did certainly solidify things a little bit, but they were also trending on victory really since before the 4-minute mark. It just got a little bit closer until then, that last play. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Dr. Kendo here on the Pokemon Master Kendo channel. I've been in touch with a few new players, ones that we've never seen before, so maybe be looking at other meta or otherwise new players to come. As always, let the Pokemon Company know on Twitter or otherwise that Dr. Kendo of Pokemon Master Kendo should commentate Worlds. Would love to cast it. Click an end screen, and thanks for viewing.